Hey guys, and welcome to, no, I don't want to say welcome to my channel. Hey guys, so today I wanted to do something just really low-key. Like, I say low-key and I'm wearing a bright red lip, but what I mean is just something really simple. I'm going out with my girlfriends just really last minute tonight. Just wanted to hang out, just chat, maybe get a little dessert, do a little shopping. And I had nothing on my face and I just thought, you know what, I really would like to feel, like, put my mindset in, like, just get in the zone, you know? So I wanted to do makeup that wasn't demanding, but I just felt really just like, yes, and you know, just, I mean, that's what makeup does. It makes you feel alive in whatever way you want to, and I just wanted to have that. I wanted to feel put together, but it look pretty effortless, and honestly, it really is. So if you want, and I also show you two different lips. So I show you just a neutral lip, which is really pretty with this look, as well as this bright red lip that I am just feeling so much. It's the middle of July and I just, it's just perfection right now. So if you're curious how I did this look and what I used, then keep watching. Ready? You wanna say hi?
Hi.
Look right here.
Hi. I have to look there. I'll take a picture of me.
Okay, sit down. So we're gonna do something really quick here, just like, quick for me is like 20-30 minutes. So I'm gonna use some stick products for basically my whole face. I'm gonna focus a lot on the brand NUDESTIX because all of their products are are stick form, and I just find that really easy and quick to use. Also because they're usually made to be a quick makeup look. You're such a little turd. So let's start with the eyes. It's gonna be really simple. So I'm gonna zoom in first. I'm gonna put a little bit of concealer on this crazy blemish I got earlier this week, just so it's not so crazy. I just threw on a little bit of this It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer because it's really creamy and it has a lot of pigmentation, so it cancels out that red really well. And since it's creamy, it'll kind of like smooth over that really like uneven surface. So hopefully that's a little less offensive, but I mean, we all experience this in life. So going in with the eyes, she's competing with me. We're gonna start with the shade Burnish. So I'm just gonna place Burnish all over the eye. I'm literally just drawing this on like a crayon. I don't need a primer for these because they are super long wearing and don't move. I go a little above my crease line there, or like a little above that socket, and then I just take my pinky finger and then I just buff out those edges just to smooth them out. You don't even need any brushes for this. All I'm taking care to do is make sure I wiggle this into the lash line really well and just go above the crease line, and that's pretty much it. Then I'm going to do under my eye and just like smoke out the whole eye. Now my cat is meowing. Just so noisy today.
It's my best friend and I don't want to die outside, and she'll eat a lizard and I don't want her to die. I don't want her to.
You think she's gonna eat a lizard and die? I'm doing the same thing and just taking my pinky finger and just softening the edges just a tiny little bit. We've got just like that basic wash of color that just adds some life to the eyes, and now I'm gonna add some more definition, and I'm gonna just take this same kind of stick. It's the Magnetic Eye Color in the shade Night, so it's just a rich black, and I'm just going to coat the lash line and then smudge it out with a little brush that I'll show you in a sec.
Let's try. Close your eyes and grab something. Close your eyes and grab something. Like this.
You want me to grab something from the bucket?
Yeah. Just grab a box or star.
So what you want for this really easy technique that I'm about to show you is you want a smudger brush that is like this. It's kind of a dome shape. It's really stiff bristles, and you use it to just like buff something like a liner in. So before this dries or sets in place too much, I am just going to take the brush at the top of the line that I've created, I don't need to buff in the whole line, just the top of it. And I am just softening the edge of the line that I've created. And I did a very basic line, just gradated it in its size. I did it thin on the inner corner, and then I made it a little bit thicker as I went out to the outer corner. And that's it. It only takes a few seconds. Now for me, I like to always add a little bit of a flick or a little wing or a big wing or something for my eye shape. Otherwise my eyes get really, really rounded looking, and I prefer them to look a little bit more elongated and open at the outer corners. So all I'm gonna do is place a little bit here. See, I'm kind of doing this motion where I'm rolling it a little bit and then meeting it with that line there. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just doing a little one. And then picking up this brush again. Oh, and by the way, sorry, this is a Bobbi Brown brush. This was just kind of a holiday limited edition color, but it's the exact same one as the normal brush that she always has. So it's the same brush, but it just will have her classic beige wooden handle. And it's just called the Smoky Eyeliner brush. I love this one. So again, before this sets, I am just softening the edges of this line. That is all I'm trying to do with this little flick here. I've just got that little flick going on. See how it just creates that elongated shape? It's just pretty. We've got just a really basic eye here now. I'm actually going to frame my eyes and get these eyebrows under control. I'm going to use some Dipbrow in the shade Ash Brown, and with my little angle brush I'm going to do that and then move forward. Okay, so we've got some rough brows on, but I think that once everything is put together, they will look good and cohesive with everything else. So let's zoom out and do the rest of the face. Actually, scratch that. Let's do the lashes and finish the eyes. I'm gonna use some falsies. These are the Ardell Wispies. These are great drugstore lashes. I feel like they're perfect for this kind of look. They're everyday lashes. They're really affordable. They're great. Once the glue starts to go translucent, I then pop these puppies on. We have our falsies on. You can see that they are just a really nice touch. They're not too much. They just really go nicely, I think, especially with the smoked out line that can kind of make your lashes disappear sometimes. So sometimes it's nice to add extra to it. So let's do the complexion and we're almost done. It's really quick. By the way, I like to double check my lashes and make sure they're secure. So I just look down into a mirror. Why did I just go so... I just turned into an Oompa Loompa. I can see that these are, the whole band is securely in place. We should be good for our night out and not have to think about our lashes at all. Sticking to the theme of things, I have my NUDESTIX Nudies Tinted Blur Stick. This is like just a really cool, innovative product. It's not a tinted moisturizer, it's not a foundation. It's kind of just literally a blur stick with some color to it. It's just such a natural piece of makeup. And you just draw it on everywhere. Just everywhere. You don't have to do everywhere like I do, but I'm so splotchy, especially now it's the summer. My sunspots have look really pronounced now, so it doesn't look that great. I look a little weird. Oh, and I use the shade 2, and I find that it's a really, really good fit for me. I am a light neutral skin tone that leans yellow, and I find that this works great. So I buffed this in with my foundation brush the first couple of times that I used it, but I actually really like doing it with my fingers. It just goes on so easily. It has a really cool feeling. It has just a nice slip to it, but then it goes to like a powder feel right away. So it just is so easy to blend in. My blemish is looking pretty gnarly, but I'll fix that in a minute. My complexion still looks very much like my skin. You can still see my freckles and things coming through. Oh my gosh, there's gonna be so much background noise. But that's kind of what I'm going for, is I want the emphasis on my eyes, and I just want a little bit of something on my skin. I don't want it totally bare. So this is just like that perfect product. Next, I'm going in with concealer. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape. This is high coverage, so it's not necessarily like what you'd think to pair with everything else being so soft, but I have really deep, dark under eye circles. So this is just kind of what I personally need to do. And I use the shade Light Neutral, and I'm just gonna place a little bit in the hollows there where I have just the deepest color, and also just kind of where that shape is. And I put a little here because I have two really strong red veins. They don't hurt, like there's nothing wrong, they're just there, and I just think they don't look very good. Then using a damp beauty sponge. This one was recently cleaned, but I like just used it, so whatever, it's fine. Well, I am just pressing this product into my skin, and I start with the areas that have the least product because this concealer does set in place. So again, I'm just pressing, and I'm just using the tip of that sponge to kind of get into that inner corner where it gets really dark. And I'm going around the eyeshadow and kind of going with the shape here, and then just pressing it in. And I'm just gonna try and further disguise this blemish that I have on my head. And I'm just gonna go in the center here and just try and dull that, just that, you know, the scab. So I'm just placing a tiny bit of that concealer in there because it is a really, really rough texture with this one. I mean, that's still better than the rough red scab that we started with. It's not great, but it's better. So let's get some color on this face and just wrap things up by using what I'm actually holding right now. That's the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion Bronzer. It looks like this. Swirling around in one of my favorite brushes from Bare Minerals called the Flawless Face. It's just that awesome shape where it's just kind of tapered. It just really hugs the hollows of my cheeks really well, and I love that. I love this bronzer so much. It has the perfect pigmentation. It's easy to build it up really quickly, but it's not so overwhelming that you have to constantly be cautious and like aware of like, okay, well, I need to barely touch the pen and be careful to not overdo it. And you know what I mean? I don't like when stuff is overly pigmented that it becomes difficult to work with. Bit to the nose. Okay, so we have that definition, a little bit of color. Let's amp up the color with a blush. I'm gonna use MAC Melba today. It's that soft peachy coral blush. It's just really easy to apply. Just that nude, everyday flush on the cheeks. It really complements the bronzer, but it's just a slightly different tone on the apple of the cheek. I really like that about this blush. We've got that soft, neutral flush. All we want to do is add a little bit of highlighting and then pop on that mascara and whatever lip we feel like for the day. I wasn't really sure what mood I was in for a highlighter, but I think I'm going to go with this Maybelline one. It's in the shade Molten Gold. It's very, very beautiful. I'm just sticking to a really soft, tapered brush. And I'm sticking to the high points of my face. Then I'll just use my pinky finger and add a little bit to the brow bone and the inner corners of my eyes. I usually like to take my highlighter all around the face because I really like that cohesion. Instead of using different things like a different eyeshadow for my inner corner, I usually like to use my face highlighter. Just like how it all balances out. I think it's flattering. Okay, so I'm anxious to get that mascara on. Let's do that. You might be thinking, well, why do you put on falsies if you're gonna use mascara anyways? Well, because I get so much more of a beautiful effect with my falsies, and it's easy for me to get these on, and I'm just really putting a light coating of mascara. Clay?
Yeah?
Hi!
Hi.
So once I have basically finished everything, I kind of take a step back and I look at everything, and I usually do some final touches. That's just kind of what I like to do. So for me, I'm gonna brush out the inner corners of my eyebrows a little bit because they're a little bit harsh, and I'm gonna add a little bit of black liner to my waterline. I'm gonna show you that really quick. Like, both things take just a few seconds. It's just to darken that fleshy area so that when I'm looking forward, you see just the dark definition instead of like the nudie fleshy color coming through. You can see that difference, hopefully. It's just those final touches that I really like about makeup. Alrighty, so we are done. I love this kind of just neutral look where it's like a slight smoky eye, but it's so simple. It's just, I think it's really pretty and would look good on every human being. It's just such a good go-to style. So with our lips, we could do whatever we want because this is so neutral. We could do a red, we could do a berry, just neutral, nude, anything. So I'm gonna show you two different options. I'm gonna do my nude lip and then a red. The first option is again from NUDESTIX. I really love this brand. A big part of it is because I love stick products so much, and it just happens to be a brand that is like, that's how they do all of their products, so it's just a great go-to for me. So this is in the shade Mystic. I always want to say Mystique. Like I mentioned in another video, I watch too many movies. Here's a really good neutral. This is a lip and cheek pencil. On Sephora, they say that this nude is a light brown with pink undertone. So it's just nice. What we can do is just add a little bit here, just a tiny bit. So I really do like it when the cheek complements the lip. Just a tiny bit, and the eye will still pick up on just that little hint, you know? I love that. I love that look. Boom. Let's try and see what a nice red lip would do. So sticking to the theme of stick products, I'm not like trying to be so intentional in that sense, but these are two of my favorite reds. They're both from NARS. This one is Dragon Girl and this one is Cruella. This is just a bit deeper. It complements me really well. I feel like this one would be really good for summer since we're just like in the middle of July. Well, the beginning-ish, middle of July. So I'm kind of leaning towards doing a brighter red lip, so let's try this one. So here is the final look. This was just so fun and satisfying to do because it's super simple, super easy, and it just has this pop of life on my lips, and I'm so feeling this look, especially for the middle of July. I just love it. I'm gonna be enjoying a girls' night out, but it could be for anything. It could honestly just be like to run your errands. It is whatever products make you feel, use those ones that make you feel good and lively, whatever it is that you're looking for. And I was feeling, I wanted this feeling for tonight. So anyways, I hope you guys really enjoy this look. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and please subscribe if you haven't already and like what I'm doing. So take care, and I will see you next time.